But these multiple platforms have really created more of a full circle media company that we're involved in. We have a lot more different things to do than just spell spots on the radio for dollars. The radio industry and the radio medium is extremely versatile. The canvas of radio for marketing is something that you can do a lot with. There's a lot of different things there. There is no huge separation between church and state, as there is often in print, or as there is often in TV or in cable, for example, at News 12. We can do a lot of things on our radio stations other than just run spots. We do promotions, we do contests, we do public relations, we facilitate interviews, we do event marketing, we're out in the field, we have our bands out there. We do a tremendous amount of community. And in fact, one of the reputations that I've gained personally and also professionally as a company is our philanthropy, is our ability to do things for the Long Island community. And it's really for us, really much more of a want to than a have to. Which is why, and I always get myself in trouble when I speak to groups of people and I say this, but I rarely say no. I rarely say no. There's always something that we can do to help out a charity or cause or somebody that is in need. And we take that very seriously. But our company, the Long Island Radio Group, the 5 stations, 6 signals, is the largest broadcast company in the country. I have over 100 employees, probably 125, 130 if you add in all the interns and kids from high school and everybody else that's working with us. We have the largest broadcast sales department in the market. We have some 35 salespeople between 2 buildings, WRCN and our East End operation is in Medford on Route 112. Our headquarters is in Farmingdale at Airport Plaza. We're right above the Students Wine Shop. Just to stop down and get a bottle of wine. We have a tremendous amount of proprietary relationships and signature partnerships, including with the official flagship of the New York Islanders. WMJC carries all those games. We're the official media sponsors of Jones Beach, the Bethpage Federal Credit Union, Jones Beach Air Show, excuse me. We have tremendous relationships with the various county executives, town supervisors. Our tentacles go in a lot of different areas, and it gives us a wonderful, wonderful platform in which to do the outreach and the marketing that we have. Long Island is an extremely tough market. I don't know how many of you understand I'm sure from a marketing point of view, it's like no other market. And that's why community and philanthropic marketing is a big part of what we do as radio stations. It works well for us. There are 4 reasons why I point our guns at a various charity, cause, or initiative. Number 1, it's what my listeners are interested in. Number 2, it's what my advertisers are interested in. Number 3, it's what my employees are interested in. And number 4, it's what I'm interested in. And these are the 4 things that really guide me in terms of where we point our guns philanthropically and what we do with the community. We have a saying in the building that while we're not great at raising money, we're really, really good at raising awareness. And awareness is one of the cornerstones of caring, which is the first step in giving. Awareness is the cornerstone of caring, which is the first step in giving. It's an incredibly important part of philanthropy. You cannot care about something that you are not aware of. And if you're not aware of it, or if you don't care about it, you certainly aren't going to give to it. Number 1 thing that charities on Long Island are trying to do, raise money. Number 1. What's the number 1 thing a politician's trying to do? Get reelected. But charities are, and it is the most competitive, vicious, cutthroat, charitable market I know of. Dave O'Corn probably could attest to that. It is absolutely aggressive and competitive in the competitive world. And we go out of our way to do as much raising awareness as possible. A couple years ago, I was on the board of the Philharmonic. And I was on that board with a number of very wealthy people. And I mean wealthy people. And at one point there was a time at that time where there was some struggles and difficulties with the Philharmonic, and we were asked as a board to write checks, to take our checkbooks out of our wallets and to write a check. And guys were pulling checkbooks out, right? $5 grand, 10 grand, 70. I can't do that. I can't do that. I do fine. I consider myself, economically viable, but I'm not a wealthy guy. I don't have millions of dollars that I can write checks like that. It made me feel very. I didn't really feel good about it. And I was actually speaking to Father Tom Hartman one day. And I told him a story about the checks and how I felt like I really didn't do a lot. And he said to me, David, you do so much from the radio stations. Why don't you just formalize that giving? And so thus I began to give out marketing grants to organizations. And these grants are formulated with commercials on our radio stations, and facilitation of public affairs shows, and spotlight interviews, and we'd be out in the field and at their events and their 5Ks and their walks and all that kind of stuff. And they would be worth 20, 25 grand. And suddenly I felt like I wasn't wealthy, I guess. But it made me feel really good. We all know that the most selfish thing a person can do is give. It just makes us feel. What's that? It's actually one of the most selfish things you can do. The reason, and I say that, the only reason I say that is because most people, pure philanthropy, pure giving, is usually anonymous. The Charles Dolan Center, and Charles Dolan is one of the biggest pure philanthropists on the planet, so don't get me wrong. But there's a reason why people give. It makes them feel good. They want the recognition. They wrote the check. After 9/11, I'm getting way off here, but after 9/11, everybody, I believe, like ourselves, wanted to go down there and tear that rubble up that pile. And so we did it in our own way by going around. We got to go to Simon Mall, to Roosevelt, Walt Whitman, Smith Haven, all these other places, and we put out these big buckets, and we raised over $100,000 in ones, fives, tens, and twenties. Now nobody got acknowledgement. This was dropping it in a bucket and walking away. That's giving. So I don't mean to say that I think it's very selfless to give, and we should be selfless. But there are studies done about the self-esteem that's gotten from people that give. So it's a good selfish, not bad selfish, good selfish. So we're involved in a tremendous amount of organizations, a tremendous amount of community events. I currently chair Island Harvest, for example. I'm on the board of Telecare. I'm involved in mentoring partnership with Long Island. I'm on marketing committee for United Way. I'm as involved as I can be, and sometimes probably too much, overbooked. We all know the deal, wallpaper in our schedules every day. But I encourage my staff to be as well, because these are all outreaches, and this gets me about Long Island as a market. All right, we're at 9:40.